Hello everyone, Reed here, and happy 4th of July to my American friends out there. Okay, I came across this video on YouTube, and it's a really heavy topic, as you can see by the title, and so this video has been marked as such. And if you're still watching it and you can't handle heavy topics, please watch something else, or skip ahead to a different chapter in this video to see what you can do as a friend or what you can do as yourself. But to start off, I'm going to react to this. I've already seen it a couple times, but I want to kind of break it down a little bit. But before we dive in fully, this guy is a YouTuber, an influencer, and he runs a body fitness thing. He's an entrepreneur. He takes care of physical health a lot. That being said, he does not have any sort of mental health degree or, as far as I'm aware, any experience with mental health or treating mental health. And so, yeah, you can already see where this video is headed. But without further ado, we'll take a watch.
The reason someone commits suicide is because an absence of hope. It's like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. That's when they begin to whack themselves and think about killing themselves. Because oftentimes we end up making a permanent decision off temporary feelings. Having a bad day does not mean that you have a bad life. Life is seasonal. All of life comes to us with phases of winning and losing. Right now you're in a winning phase. Well, awesome, man. I'm happy for you. Be prepared. The losing season is coming. And if you're in a losing season right now, hey, guess what? Keep doing the work. Keep pushing through. Because the winning season is coming, guaranteed. What you can't determine is the timeline. If you realize that I'm just having a bad day, maybe a bad week, I might be having a bad month or two, but I don't have a bad life, and maybe you go through a short gratitude list of how awesome life is. You woke up today, you have air in your lungs, your heart's beating, you are better than most people. So if you could show a little gratitude, then you go, you know what? I could deal with the suck for a few more weeks or days or months, and I'll keep working. And that's a sign of hope.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot to unpack there. So, at the beginning, he says that the reason someone commits suicide is for an absence of hope. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, things like that. As someone who has dealt with those feelings and those issues, yeah, that's very true. That is absolutely facts. Like, he did get that right. But then he says, this. We end up making permanent decisions off of temporary feelings. Yeah, he's right and wrong all at the same time. Yes, the feelings are temporary, technically, but they're a lot more permanent than he makes them sound like. Like, for example, I've been dealing with mental health for years. I mean, like, the earliest I can remember having a mental health issue was in 5th grade, which is half my life ago. And yes, I'm not very old. I am an adult, but yeah, that was like 10, 11 years ago for me. And now you can do the math and figure out how old I am. But, like, I had a panic attack in 5th grade. And then in 8th grade, I went to a deep depression and had issues with self-harm. And then I got out of that. So he is right, you can get out of it. And those feelings are temporary because, sure, that time it only lasted 6 months. But then, a few years ago, I went through a very traumatic experience. There was a lot of little things piled on top of each other. And I had a major mental breakdown and started hurting myself and wanting to take my own life. And him saying that it's only temporary kind of invalidates my experience in a way, because I've been dealing with this for 3 years, give or take. Like, he's talking about like a few months or a few days, a few weeks, a few months. I've been dealing with this for a few years. In fact, I know I'm going to deal with this the rest of my life. Like, now, I hope, and I'm pretty confident saying that's not going to be a constant. And there are things I can do, like get therapy, be on medication, etc. Be around people who support me and love me and don't trigger those negative feelings. But yeah, this is a battle I'm going to have for decades to come, assuming that it doesn't overwhelm me by then. But yeah, so that's something he says. I do really like this bit. I'm going to play it again.
Well, awesome, man. I'm happy for you. Be prepared. The losing season is coming. And if you're in a losing season right now, hey, guess what? Keep doing the work. Keep pushing through, because the winning season is coming. Guaranteed.
I really like that part because he's right. Like, we aren't going to be in a suffering state for forever. And I'm sorry if you feel that way. Like, I get it. I've been there. It sucks. But I can definitely parrot him and say that good things are coming. You will make it to a better place, I promise. And yeah, you do have to put in some work, but it's not as temporary as he makes it seem. And life is a roller coaster. Like, you're going to have ups and downs. And it's just, for us with mental health issues, the ups and downs are a lot more extreme. Or at least the downs are. The ups, maybe not. Maybe it's a gradual uphill climb that takes forever. But I do promise that the light will come. The sun will come out tomorrow. And just hang in there and keep pushing forward. Keep moving forward. I'm going to talk more about that later, but yeah. And then he talks about things like have a gratitude list, think about how good life is, and then he makes it seem like if you're grateful, then life will be okie dokie and totally great. I disagree with that hard. Like, yes, the part he got right is being grateful will help. Like, for a few years, I kept a gratitude journal, and it helped me out a lot. Unfortunately, with depression, it's hard to want to do things, so I haven't kept it up as much as I should have. But then he's like, that's it. That's the fix-all. Just be grateful. No. No, there's a lot more to it than that. And for some people, that involves going to therapy. For others, it's medication. Others, it's just being with people that genuinely care about you and want you to succeed. And there's a lot of different techniques. And personally, for me, what has helped the most is therapy and medication. But there's a lot. Sometimes the medication doesn't work for people. Other times therapy doesn't work because they just don't find the right therapist. It's a toss-up. It's very arbitrary in how to treat mental health. So yeah, he makes it seem like it's just this, oh, you need to be more grateful. No, man, I'm playing grateful. Also, something that frustrates me about this video is one of the tags is masculinity. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen his videos. I don't know him in person, but just off of this video, it seems to me like he focuses more on the toxic masculinity than the healthy masculinity. If you don't know the difference, toxic masculinity is actually what feminists are against. And I'm not a feminist because there's toxic feminism and healthy feminism. Everything has both sides. But yeah, toxic masculinity is I can do it. I'm a strong, tough man. I don't have to talk about my feelings, that sort of thing. And then you treat people poorly and you're the most important thing. So think of Patrick Bateman in American Psycho or Tony Stark in the Avengers. Now Tony does get to a healthy place by the time Endgame happens. But for a long time, he's not. But then there's like Cap, who physically is very masculine. But socially, he's a healthy masculine person, if that makes sense. Like, he's kind to others, he's humble, yes, his catchphrase is, I could do this all day. But, like, he cares about his friends, he tries to help people and spare feelings. Like, he's a better example of healthy masculinity. One of the best examples there are two great movie examples, and I'll give one in real life, is Aragorn in Lord of the Rings and Rocky Balboa from, you guessed it, Rocky. They are both very healthy, masculine characters, and like they care about other people. They talk about feelings. Like, you don't have to ball it up and just muscle through. No, the way to be healthily masculine is to be grateful, like he was saying, is to be humble, is to not invalidate other people's feelings and emotions, and to recognize that they are doing the best they can. And then for a real life example, Keanu Reeves, like him giving up the seat on the subway or standing out in the rain for 20 minutes to his own party. Like, he's a very healthily masculine man in real life. Like, I'm sure there are others, but he's the most prominent one I can think of. So, yeah, that's me picking apart this video. Now, we're going to cut to me giving some advice. So, here's some advice I have for those of you who know somebody who's struggling or are struggling yourself. I'll start with those who know somebody. First thing is, don't invalidate their experience. Like, they're going through a hard time. Be there as a friend. If someone you know does take their own life, don't judge. Like, for the reason, don't say, oh, they're going to hell or whatever. Like, that's not your place. You don't know what demons they've been fighting or how long they've been fighting them. Don't say that they were a coward or selfish or whatever, especially to their face, because that just makes it worse. Let them know that you love and care about them and you want them to be happy and that you are there to support them as best as you can. Don't criticize them over little things. For me, that's a big trigger. And don't do that to people you know that are struggling. It's not going to help. But yeah, just be kind. Treat them like they're a person. Like, just because you can't see the injuries that they're struggling with doesn't mean they're not there. And believe that they're fighting. Like, I guarantee you that they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. But yeah, a big thing is, don't judge their actions as worthy or unworthy, because you don't know what they've gone through or what their life story is. Even if you're like their mother or brother, boyfriend, girlfriend, etc., you don't know the details, so don't judge, just be there to support them. And if you aren't directly connected to someone with self-harm, but you hear about it, don't judge that either. Like, you have no right. You need to just be kind to their family, and I feel like their life matters more than that one decision to take their own life. Like, yes, it is a big decision. I've had friends who have lost their siblings, and as I've said earlier, I deal with those feelings myself. But don't tell them that their child or sibling is an awful bad person because they chose to take their life. For all you know, they spent their life serving as much as they could and doing the best that they can to change and be the best person that they could be, but they felt like they weren't enough and felt like it's not worth it, so they eventually not necessarily gave up, but they couldn't find an out of their suffering, even though they've tried everything. And the best out they could think of was to end their own life. To those of you who are struggling, suicide is not the answer. It is not the out you're looking for. It never has been, never will be. You won't get the release that you think you will, at least if you're religious and you believe in an afterlife. I believe that we will still have our personalities and things after this life, and that we will probably still have those same emotions and issues, but after this life we don't have a body. There's nothing we can do to fix it. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into theology, though. But, something else I want to say is, if you are struggling right now, good on you for staying with us as long as you can. I'm glad you're here, even though I'm talking to a camera. But, if you're watching this, I want you to know that we're glad you're here with us, that you have chosen to keep staying and to keep fighting. And something that has given me a lot of hope is the fact that I have survived every single one of my hardest days so far. Obviously, as of recording this, I haven't taken my own life or anything, at least not to that extent, but, good on you for making it through all of your hard days and fighting and succeeding in all of the battles that you have made it through so far. Yes, there are more to come, and yes, all it takes is one battle lost to lose your life, but just keep fighting. You can do it. Yeah. But don't let anyone else tell you that you're worthless or that you suck or they don't care about you. Who cares about their opinion? If they're not bringing you up, their opinion doesn't matter. If all it's doing is making your struggles worse, their opinion is null and void. You are a worthwhile human being just because you are you. I feel like, as a religious person, I feel like God sees all of us as VIPs, as very important persons. And that I want you to know that if you're religious or not, you are a VIP to me. And I don't want you to lose hope or fail in your battles. I want to help you. That's why I made this channel, is to help people like us who are struggling and need someone who gets it, someone who understands that it's not going to go away. And yes, I say that, but that's not meaning that there's no hope. There are ups and downs ahead of you, but try and focus on the ups if you can. I know how hard that is. It's really, really difficult. But hang in there. You can do it. Talk to people that you love and you feel like love you. And I hope you can make it through it. Anyways, without further ado, I hope you guys all had a great Independence Day, since this video is posting tomorrow morning, or I guess today morning, since you're watching it. But remember to lend a hand to those who need it. Bye.